Okay, I'm coming live to you from the GM building. This is Mary reporting the news, the daily news, the weekly news, the monthly news. Sitting here at the GM building. Mr. Jones is out, that's back there, and I'm over here waiting on him to come in. But in saying that, as my title says, we're sitting on a gold mine, y'all, and we don't even know it. We don't even realize it. I'm sitting at the desk doing a little bit of marketing, sending out some letters, just some little routine things. Well, what's going on is, we've been out inspecting properties. Auction is going on this weekend, next weekend, looking to acquire some properties. We also gotten lists from the city of Detroit on apartment buildings, vacant land that they own. Been very helpful, when you have a nonprofit company. I'm realizing the difference in the nonprofit versus profit. They always willing to help you more. But in saying that, been training with my mentor now for a while, and we all know what Detroit have to offer. I mean, we see these vacant houses, we see these vacant buildings, we see these vacant apartment buildings, but we never know how to turn those vacancies into cash. We just bypass them every day, our everyday life. But then we get a mentor come in, or someone that comes in from a different place, and they see our trash as a treasure. Go figure, right? Our trash is their treasure. And we, like I said, we ride past these properties all the time, and we never even think about them. They're not even on our radar. But those things that we take for granted all the time, we just take it for granted. It's a part of our everyday life. When he came here, he saw the opportunities that Detroit have to offer, and we don't. And like I said, I still have my friends that's on my Facebook page that say they want it. Inbox me. They may talk to me off script or off of my page when they see me or anything like that, but they don't move forward, and they don't take advantage of opportunities that's like right there, and so I want to encourage you all, if you're interested, like you say you are, of course he stops training at the end of February. He's leaving for a minute and going on to other things. He has proteges all over, so he's going to visit some of them. Not saying that he's not coming back, because of course the gold mine is here in Detroit. So taking advantage of we're not taking advantage of, and we just rolled past last weekend, a few days ago, not even last weekend, some properties that the city, they sent him a list of apartment buildings. So he's been looking at those, and we're going to purchase them. And the city is very helpful, because you want to turn their trash into treasure as well. And of course, it's to help rebuild the city of Detroit. We all know that it's up and coming. People have those negative takes about Detroit. But as we've shown you on several videos, that Detroit is not the Detroit that some people think. It's just not. I live here, so I wouldn't live in a city, although I was born here. I've been gone for several years, and I came back to my city, and I look at all the opportunities that it have. Even with going downtown today, I saw new businesses that's being put up, and I'm thinking, I bet you that business is not from the city. I bet you that business that they put up right there is somebody that came from a different state to capitalize on the Detroit market because they know what's going on in Detroit. You know, you have, of course, you know, we have every sports team here, you know, and the Pistons, I just went past their stadium, so, and it's big, it's huge, but there's land over there that people aren't even thinking about, you know. So here it is, we got this guy from Florida that's coming here, and he's looking at all the opportunities that our city has, and we haven't even thought about. So I just want you all to know that it's going to be gone. I mean, and think about it, if he's thinking about that, other people might be thinking about it as well. I see all these out-of-state investors coming in, taking over, doing things for Detroit that we're not even thinking about doing. You know, we get complacent, we get comfortable in our everyday jobs, but how do you want it? Do you want it? You know, are you looking for that financial freedom for your family? You know, I think, you know, we all say we want it, but it's about action and doing something about it. You don't necessarily have to train with him. You could also be an investor if you just feel like you just don't have the time in which to invest in doing this yourself or for yourself. You know, we'll invest your money for you if you would like. But, you know, it's all about on what you want and how you want to go about getting it done. You know, think like a bank is one of those things that's going to guide me to my financial freedom. You know, and we're seeing it all over. You know, you don't even have to just do the properties in Detroit. You know, you got the outside. But think about it, and I've noticed this, the people that live in the suburbs, and I know you've seen it, Joyce, I know you see it. People are coming back to the city. You know, people who've lived in the suburbs for years, they all of a sudden want a piece of Detroit. So I'm not sure why the people inside of Detroit is not thinking like that. Hey, Margie. Marcus, I see you're watching, so you already know, you know, he's on a mission. He went downtown today. He met with some city people, and he's looking for the apartment buildings. So that's a great opportunity. But you're capitalizing on what's going on in Detroit, but the Detroiters aren't capitalizing on what's going on in Detroit. Go figure. So now we got a guy from Georgia who's interested in property in Detroit, but I don't know how many times we could say it. It's one of those things. And it's, like I said, it's not even about just being in Detroit. Hey, Miguel. It's not even just about being in Detroit. There's other areas besides Detroit. I've been looking, and I've been seeing, you know, we have a condo in Inkster, you know, which is on a very, the area is good, but not only that, you have everything. You have the stores there, everything within walking distance on where you live if you don't have transportation. So it's one of those, Detroit and the surrounding areas, but the place to be right now is in the city, you know. So in saying that, we got Mr. Jones over there. I guess he's getting his dinner on, but you know, I just want you all to listen and take heed. You know, if we want something bad enough, we go for it. You know, we can't wait on somebody to do it for us. You know, you're the only one who could take action. And I know, you know, I worked a job for 12 years, and I didn't get laid off. Actually, the job that I worked, they offered me a position at the other company, but some people did get laid off. And so now it's like, what do you do if your job all of a sudden closed and you have no recourse, or, you know, you've been in that job for over 20 years? Some of the people that got laid off on my job have been doing it for 25, 30 years. This one lady was almost there for 40 years and got laid off. How do you recover from that? And then you're like, I'm not retirement age yet, you know, because the retirement age, of course, keep going up. It goes up. You know, it'll probably go up even more by the time it's time for me to retire. So what do you do when that job closes its doors and you no longer have a job? You know, I think a lot of times we don't think that because we get comfortable where we're at, working for someone else. You know, I was telling Cecil one day, I just want to be, I want to be you. I want to just be able to start work when I want to, on my own schedule, doing my own thing. Yeah, he works every day, but he set his own hours, and he working for himself. So it makes it even better, because when you're working for yourself, you have more incentive to do and go out there and hustle harder because you're doing it for yourself. But here it is, we're doing a job, well, I do a job, go to it every day, 5 days a week, and it is for somebody else. So when I get done, you know, I might come and sit with Cecil or do whatever, but it's still not me making my own and doing my own. And we could talk, you know, we could do whatever. You know, that plan, that retirement may not be there. You may not be vested in your new company you're working for. You're stuck. So my thing is, if not now, when? When are we going to sit there and wake up? Especially you Detroiters that's on my page. When are you going to wake up and say, you know what? We're not going to let these people come in here taking over. I know he showed you, 2 or 3 weeks ago, his brother was here. Miguel was here. And they both talking about coming. They are coming back to Detroit to capitalize on what Detroit have to offer. Now, you can get in on it, you know, while the going is good, but come the end of the month, you know, not accepted anymore. People to train with or whatever, you know, you could be an investor, but to get the knowledge firsthand is so powerful, because you're looking for your financial freedom, and we all have wives. Hey Terrell, don't we all have wives? Now you got a grandbaby out there with you, as well as a wife. So that's a big why right now. Is one of those, we all have whys. Why do we want to be financially free? Do we all want to sit there and work for somebody for the rest of our lives instead of enjoying the things that life have to offer? I want to be able to go on vacation when I want to, instead of planning. At least I got the money in the bank and just get to take off and go where I want to go, when I want to go, and not worry about finances holding me back. You know, my kids are grown, so, but I still have a grandbaby.
Hey guys.
I still have a grandbaby. Okay, Mr. Jones is going live, so we got 2 simultaneous lives. We got 2 simultaneous lives. Okay, here go. I'm turning around. I am turning around.
Like I'm a rotisserie chicken up in here.
No, I'm reporting news. I'm reporting the news.
Hey guys, we got 2 feeds going on here as always. Mary's channel's over here. My channel's over here. I like to talk to people from the East Coast where I'm from. You know, let her people get in on this. A lot of you guys know me already. You know my history. You know what I do in this game. And it's something serious and it's something real. I have a lot of my students on here. My proteges. Oh, listen, I'm a regular dude, and I get hungry and I eat. I don't fake nothing here. Everybody respects that I'm real with.
Well, he's eating his dinner,
I'm
y'all.
in my office, and I'm sitting here and I'm eating some dinner. And if that's okay with people, I know other people eat dinner too. That's cool, right? See, this one thing though is right now. First, I just want to talk to the people over here. Hey, what's up, Toya? How you doing? Got the Toya on here looking at what's going on, and you know, people who follow me, they listen to the words that I say because I'm helping people make money. Like I've done it for myself, that's one thing, but to be able now to come and help other people make money. I have this young lady here, Latoya, who's on our team. We have a group of proteges. Hey, she's doing good. And I gave her a specific customized formula to follow, and in Atlanta, Georgia, where she resides. And Latoya went and did something that I didn't even do. You see, and that's the thing of having a mentor, is that, you know, we all need them, number one. But this young lady who I'm so impressed with and who I have so much respect for. I believe mother of 3 kids. She has a job, but that's not good enough for her. She wants real financial freedom, and people know that I haven't had a job. Yesterday was my anniversary. It's been 11 years. And to watch a young lady like Latoya go out and take the information that I've given her and to get a house in 6 days. She used none of her credit, none of her money up front. And she secured a property for the next 10 years. And now what she can do is she has options with these properties. You see, guys, you got to understand that if you have a home, that's cool, that's good, but that's just phase one. Number one, a home is not an asset. And for people who want to dispute that, just think of when this market just crashed and you lost all of your equity. Was that an asset? Not really. See, the game plan goes like this. When you're reading from the Big Money Playbook, it's that you have other assets that are set up that allow you to live the lifestyle that you want to live. And our people don't get this. They don't fully understand it. They think if they have, a job where they're making $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, that they're good. And I'm here to say that you're not good. I'm here to say that that job can let you go anytime they want. And you know it, let's be real. You're going to work hard enough so they don't fire you, and they're going to pay you just enough so you don't quit. But the thing is, long gone are the days of gold watches and pension plans. What I've been able to do over the last 15 years was to create my own pension, to create my own economy, to have my children's children's children be taken care of, set up trusts through trust accounts in companies where we have properties inside of those and have businesses that sustain my lifestyle. And when you really learn how to create assets that pay for your expenses. See, a lot of people think that, I have this job, and my job, I'm good. And I have my house, and my house is good. Well, how good are you if you get sick? God forbid something happens, right? Cancer, leukemia, anything. How long can you sustain with the money that's in your bank account? How long does that short-term disability last? How long does that long-term disability last? You see, I'm wise enough to understand that I can look at other people who have come before me, and I can see their heartaches, and I can see their mistakes that our people have made. And I don't want to make those same mistakes. Growing up on welfare, growing up in the hood, growing up in the projects with gates on our windows, with bars on our windows like we were in prison, and just understanding that's not what I want for my family. That's not what I want for my kids. So I made it my duty to go out and find the people and seek, right? Because you seek, right? You knock and these doors are answered for you. You seek and you shall find, right? You ask and it shall be given to you. Well, for those people that say, well, I'm good, I got enough, can't leave it, you can't take it with you anyway. I'm here to challenge that, and I'm here to ask you, really? Is that really good enough? Or is it good enough, or is it best to set up legacies? You see, we're probably one of the only cultures that won't set up a legacy for our children's children's children because we don't know how. We weren't taught. It's not our fault. We weren't taught. But when some of us make it, instead of being jealous of those people, I've just always been the type of person where I needed to know what they do, right? So that I can get out of my circumstance. And, I've just found that when you're seeking these things and you're praying for these things, that the people that you need in your life will always manifest. But it might not come the way that you thought it was going to come. So I'm wise enough to understand that there are things that I don't know, but I'm always looking for the signs. I'm always looking for the omens. And coming here to Detroit has reassured me that something that was prophesied to me a long time ago was going to come true. it was prophesied to me that I would become a billionaire through real estate, and that the techniques that I have, because they're not traditional, and it was taught to me from a billionaire, and the exact message that was spoken to me was that what you have is of God, but it's not in the church, but the church will come to you. So with that being said, as I've looked over the course of the last 10 years of my life, I've helped pastors set up businesses. I've helped them get land. And these guys were my friends. Okay? But they didn't get this part of it. They didn't understand the financial freedom part. Now, they could teach a great word, but they didn't understand how to transfer, how to do this wealth transfer from the wicked to the wise, right? They didn't understand how to really become the lender and not the borrower. Well, if you're going to become the lender and not the borrower, don't you gotta learn how to do this stuff? Don't you have to think a little bit differently? Don't you have to think like a bank? Well, I found out of 15 years of doing deals across this country that there's no opportunity like the opportunity here in Detroit. And myself and my team, which includes 13 people that maybe 11 of them aren't from Detroit, we're all focusing and pooling money. And so I'm bringing millions of dollars to Detroit, right? What I've done today, as Mary said, we have a for-profit company, we have a non-profit company. We've just became partners, community partners in your city with the city of Detroit, right? Set up a non-profit to come in and do redevelopment projects in your city, right? Guys, who over here, we have the non-profit community partnership. I can take down any deal I want in Detroit. And with our power through our network, we're going to make a fortune here. Let those guys keep watching. I don't care anymore. Let them keep watching. We come to do work. We have a job to do. We're going to create wealth for our families. You see, we're going to wisen up here. We're going to start learning how to do what the Jewish people do. We're going to start learning how to do what the Arabs do, right? It's not about one person breaking through. It's about that person coming through and reaching back to his people to help them. That's what this is all about, right? So, what I've done today is I did have a meeting with the director of, what's her position over there? With the director of property management here in the city of Detroit at the Detroit Building Authority, 1301 3rd Street, Suite 328. Told her what my plan was. I already have a master development plan for the city of Detroit. I know what's going up where. One of the places that we will be doing business in, and see guys, I'm not just a guy that knows how to flip houses. I'm actually a developer. All right? So, to bring my skill set here and to bring my team here now, we're going to be focusing in on this Livernois and 6 Mile section, and we're going to be focusing in on the Grand River section because that's where the emergence is coming in. That's what has been identified by your city officials in Detroit. So, right now, right here, I've just pulled a list that was given over to me, and these are apartment buildings. Apartment buildings that can be picked up for $926.64. Latoya, did I say that right? Was that an error? Like these guys here in Latoya, these people here in Detroit can buy apartment buildings for $924. Or they could team with somebody who's been doing this for 50. Hey, what's up, Jake? They could team with somebody. See, it's when I sit back and look at what's going on here. And this properties is, well, I mean, just give you an example. Some of them are on Whittier. Some of them are on, what is this, Anderdon? I don't even know where they're at. Lakewood. Chandler, that's the big one that you saw. I think it was like the 6 family that you seen us in. We're going to be purchasing that one also. And guys, when you understand this game, there's nothing quite like it. And to be able to think like a bank and put properties together, use other people's money, use none of your credit. Lakewood, Chandler is what I said. McClellan, is that it? Mm-hmm. McClellan, Connor, Laurel, Pelkey, is that street? Pelkey, Seneca, Alter, Cortland, Ewald, Circle, Pingree, Wyoming, Chicago, the Boston, Edison area, Hurlburt, whatever this is. So basically what's So basically what's going on is that when you understand the difference in making money with single family houses versus commercial properties, you can get rich in single family homes, but you get very wealthy with apartment buildings, right? Apartment buildings is a real business here. So, as I've stated here, this is a State of the Union preview of Detroit real estate. And this is how we're going to make millions out here, guys. I have the master development plan now of the city of Detroit. We will be meeting with the mayor of Detroit and maybe some other representatives before I get to the mayor, because I've already laid out the initial plan, phase 1, of taking over in the city, doing what I came to do. I don't play around. This is not a joke to me. This is for serious people that know how to make a decision, that want to make money. So already, right off the rip, a dozen people are coming to Detroit to invest in Detroit with my backing, right? I have a friend from Pakistan that is coming in with another $1.4 million, who's coming in with some of his friends from the Middle East to purchase up as much of these properties as we can. And now watch this. We're not going to pay retail for the properties. A lot of these properties will be donated to us, and a lot of these properties will be purchased for $1 to $100. Harriet Tubman said, I freed 1,000 slaves, and I would have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. The man who owns the land, or woman, the man or woman who owns the land owns the people on the land. Also, I have another list of land development projects that we can do. I've identified schools that we will purchase. Toya, we have a school out here for you to start up your foundation. All right? What's up, bro? I see you. You see, this real estate business is bringing my family back together. My family's been scattered for a long time. So at the end of the day, this is backed by love right here, right? Because when you love what you're doing with the people that mean the most to you, and you can help them out of their financial situations, because we're not all right. It's long gone. We got to forget this all right stuff. We got to start walking in our greatness. And to be honest with you, they were shocked when a black man walked up in that city today, dressed up, knowing what he's talking about, to get these properties, because they're so used to the Asians doing it. They're so used to the Arabs doing it. They're so used to the Jews doing it. So my black people, I tell you right now that you have a representative that will stand up, that knows how to get these properties for $1. You have a representative that knows how to attract millions of dollars of private money. You have a representative that can help you acquire, that can show you how to set up private money by the millions. I have all the paperwork, all of the documentation right here in my drawer. So, for my folks and my family, this is it for us. We're going to acquire every piece of property that we can pick up here. We're going to do redevelopment projects. My blood family and my Jones Capital Group family. This is what we're going to do.
Listen, y'all. Y'all see my family that's on here? What he's bringing his family in here to do?
So, the games, the double-mindedness, not being able to make a decision, thinking you're okay. If you're okay, I'm okay with that. But I tell you here, I walk this earth in dominion. I create miracles. I take care of my family and the people that I love. Been doing it for years. So, I'm here to tell my people, I'm going to buy the houses for my family to come here, and everybody will work for us. And we'll build and we'll build and we'll build. See, there's a conspiracy going on. There's a real conspiracy going on in Black America. Where number one, we're jealous when somebody gets out and somebody makes it. And when we talk a language that you don't understand, we're the devil. When you don't understand the universal laws that govern this whole world. Is it possible? Is it just possible that in this circle, that everything you know is inside of this circle, right? Is it possible that there's something outside of that circle that's not in your circle of awareness? Is it possible? Is it possible that somebody that's been doing this for 15 years straight, somebody that God has blessed to put a billionaire in his life to show them how to correct the mistakes that he's made in his life? Is it possible that someone knows something that you don't know? Of course it is. Let's not be foolish.
Hey, Mayor.
So, when I say there's a conspiracy going on here, there's a conspiracy that says that black people are liquid ATMs, that they won't invest their money, that they want to buy True Religion jeans, they want to just work to pay bills, they won't own anything, so they can't have a say in the community and what's going on. Anybody can come to America and say, we're going to make it great again and we'll vote for them. It doesn't, like, this is a conspiracy. Like, we've been fed this bull from the time that the slave masters took us from Africa and brought us over here on ships, and we would just fall for anything. And see, what you got to understand is it's been ingrained inside of us we've been broken down so much that we won't trust the next person. We think we know everything. And when somebody breaks through that's already done it, that can give you the wisdom and help you go to whatever level it is that you want, we reject that person. How silly are we? How silly are we to not band together? To complain about every other culture that comes in, or you don't want a white man be in your mirror. But what are you doing? Are you a property owner? Well, folks, we're going to all be property. I'm already a property owner here. I'm a business owner here. I run a nonprofit here. Man, I just, people got to want more. It's not cool to just be okay. You deserve so much more. And from what I know, real estate has taken me from the official food stamps. In the booklet, white, purple, with the purple thing, the brown thing, the orange thing, you know, right? Those guys who are over 40, we know, right?
Right.
That has taken me from food stamps, not the bridge card. Like, you swipe your bridge card, the next person next to you think you got a credit card. No. I had real food stamps. Real hunger, real pain, real stomach growling and hitting my back. And I vowed to God that I would be such an ambassador to God and lead other people once I figured it out. So I've made 15 years of mistakes so that the next person doesn't have to. So at the end of the day, my question is, what do you really want? My question is, are you doing this for your first name or are you doing this for your last name? Because whatever you're doing, if it's about you, if it's about Mary, she's selfish. If it's about Cecil, he's selfish. See, with me, everything I do is about Jones. It's about the Jones name, and it should be about the Chatmon name, and it should be about your last name, because that's where we build legacies. If you don't do it, I'm not doing it for me anymore. I've made money for me. It's about leaving a legacy now for people that I love and people that I care about. So, we're going to be doing real estate investor tours, bus tours, to take people out that we're going to be importing from Florida, from Georgia, from Dallas. Right? You guys can continue if you choose, and we all have the option of choice. If you choose, you can continue to play life safe, remain in your comfort zone, don't take any chances, think that you already know what we're doing, and you don't. This is not about being a landlord. This is about being a bank. Mm-hmm. Thinking like a bank. We create mortgages off of properties that we have bought right here in Detroit for a couple of $1,000s. And we put a couple of $1,000s of work into them. And we then create it and sell it retail on a premium to people who are not qualified for a loan. And then we put them in there and we let them make a couple of payments. And then we take the mortgage note and we sell it off to a note buyer. We sell it off to somebody who has what's called a self-directed IRA. And there's trillions of dollars of money sitting out there with people who have self-directed IRAs. And most people that I talk to don't have a clue to what it is. So, while you're busting your behinds, working 60, 70, 80 hours for someone else that recognizes your talent and your gifts, and you will sell it to them for wholesale, and they'll turn around and sell it to retail to their customer. If that's cool for you, and if you want to stay into that, this is about a whole new paradigm. If you want to stay in, like you have the employee side, you have the entrepreneur, you have different levels of different sections, and it just really depends on what section you want to be in. Because what I know is that if you want wealth or financial freedom through real estate, it doesn't come from a job. It doesn't come from a job. And once I figured that out, once it was explained to me by my mentors, as quickly as I could, I tried to get out of my job. As quickly as I could. So that means I studied. I got mentors. I went to seminars. I went to presentations. I learned how to do real estate. Just like with you, with anything that you do, you have to learn how to do it. If you want to be a medical doctor, you're not just going to say, okay, I want to be a doctor, but skip school and just go walk into an emergency room and start doing surgery. You'd be crazy. You have to get the skills. And what I do is I now have the skills that pay the bills. And what I do is I teach other people how to do this. Teach my brother how to do it. I teach my proteges how to do it. I teach people how to win. So you have an opportunity until the end of this month to step into the winner circle. After that, you're going to have to, if you want to do it, you can figure it out on your own or keep doing what you're doing. But I'm here to tell you that if you don't make a decision, number one, wealth is attracted to speed. And when I talk to people, if they can't make a decision, I instantly know if I want to do business with them or not. I'm putting people in a position who have money sitting in a checking account getting 0.001% on it. And some people are happy with that. And if you're happy with that, keep it where it is. I'm talking to people that have a CD which is paying them a whopping 2%. I'm talking to people who have lost their shirt in the stock market and don't know what to do and they're afraid. I'm telling you that I put you in the same position that I put my mother in. Because I found ways to get higher returns of interest on your money. And if that in itself doesn't spark something inside of you, there's nothing that I could do or there's nothing that anybody else could do. I'm seeking greatness in my life in all areas. I have personal goals that I always smash. And I teach other people how to accomplish their goals because I'm qualified. If that sounds like something of interest to you, and if you believe that, some people work all year and won't make 50 grand. Some people make 50 grand in a month. What's the difference between those two people? What does this person over here know that that person over there doesn't know? There's a conspiracy going on, guys. Seriously. And we're just going to keep eating the bull, I guess, until the end of time. So if you're interested in learning how to really make your money grow and it's secured by real estate, and you have a mortgage on it and you have a note on it, what I do is from my self-directed IRA, I loan my money out for 25% of the equity in another investor's project. And if he doesn't do what he says, I take that property back. So that property could be worth $100,000 and I just put $25,000 into it so he could do his repairs. I find people, see, the way you make money, number one, is in a time of chaos. So when things are going bad in other cities, I go to those cities because I understand that while others are fearful, that's when you be greedy. When others are greedy, that's when you be fearful. A lot of wisdom out here, guys. A lot of people that can help take us to it. Again, I'm gonna, as I wrap this down, wind this down, there's too many opportunities out here for people to be struggling. Seriously. Too many opportunities for people to be struggling. Too many apartment buildings to buy without credit, without money. And when you have this wisdom, like no one can take this away from you. This is stuff that you pass on to your children and your children's children. This is what allows dynasties to start being built. You know, guys, a lot of us sit back and watch shows on TV. We want to know what Nene's doing, and we want to know what they're doing on, what Cookie's doing on Empire. That's cool. But I'd rather build an empire. And if you rather build an empire, even if you don't know how to do it, today's the 17th, 11 more days, right? What is it, 28 days in a year, in a month? Yeah, 11 more days. After that, I'm directly working with the people who are on the inside and my investors that I'm bringing from other parts of the country to take care of, to do business here in Detroit. Now, here's the gotcha. Here's the funny part. The funny part is for Mary's fans over here, or her followers, her family. The funny part is you're going to start seeing ads in the newspaper. That's going to be us. You're going to start hearing things on the radio. That's going to be us. You're going to start seeing this transference of wealth. You're going to start seeing how somebody will become the lender and not the borrower. You're going to be seeing first-time home seminars. You're going to be seeing us partner with Chase Bank, Home Depot, Lowe's. And one day you're going to say, I'm going to put some humor in this now. You're going to say, that devil that I watched, he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. He figured it out, and maybe he wasn't a devil. Maybe he was a man sent from God. The choice is yours, guys. We always have choices. Always have choices. Some of us have a habit of making the right choice. Some of us have a habit of making the wrong choice. But I just want to let you know and be crystal clear. Crystal. I'm a winner. And at the end of the day, winners are good at winning and losers are good at losing. It's up to you what you want to continue to do. I'm going to finish my dinner here. I'm going to finish up the contracts that we have coming in that I teach people how to do the same thing that I do so that they can have financial freedom in their life. And I got some stuff. I got some projects going on tomorrow. Got people coming in from Detroit. Your own people. Some of you guys get it. Some of you guys just get it, right? It just makes sense. Maybe I should think like a bank because the banks have the money. I don't want to do the landlord thing because I got screwed. I did evictions. They burnt the house down. Whatever. That's not this. We're saying we purchase a property. We're saying you could come in as a private lender to have a note on a property just like the bank. Nobody calls you. If the tree falls through the roof, you don't get a phone call. You are the bank. And sometimes I can't get this through to people, and it brings me to a discussion that I had in my country club in Orlando, Florida, The Citrus Club, if somebody doesn't believe me and wants to look it up, right? The Citrus Club I heard it said, number one, that black people are only liquid ATMs. I've heard it said how I was different. And I've heard it said that if you want to get a black person to believe something, send a white person. I don't know if it's true, you guys tell me. But I'm telling you right now. And the people who are in our group, you guys already know me, you know what I do. Right? Been doing it for years. It's nothing new. It's only new to these guys here in Detroit. But honestly, real shit, I joke a lot. I like to have fun, and there's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. There's nothing wrong with helping people and having fun while you're doing it. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. Nothing at all. Because although, people may have preconceived notions, notions, I'm probably one of the biggest givers around. I've helped a lot of churches. I've given back a lot to my community. And I'm investing a lot in the community here in Detroit. So, there's a saying that I go by. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Someone really needs this. So with that being said, I'm going to close out with my prayer that I say every day and every morning. And it's this. Lord, tell me what to say, and I'll say it. Tell me what to do, and I'll do it. Tell me where to go, and I'll go there. And that has led my life for the last, I don't know how many years. And everything I've touched has turned to gold because I understand the universal laws. I understand the law of compensation. I understand the law of retraction. I understand the law of cause and effect, which some people call karma. And when you use these things to your advantage, it always pays back. And it's always about the big give back. And right now, we're going to negotiate with the city to build a school or an institution for children. And being that I grew up as a victim of child abuse, bounced around from boys' home to boys' home, we're going to set up a center here called Chances. And it's the center of healing for abused and neglected children emotionally scarred. And we're going to give back, and we're going to be such a blessing in their life. We're going to bring in great staff. We're going to bring in great opportunities. And I'm not going to talk about what I'm doing anymore. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm the man behind the scenes. And we're just going to pull the strings and make things happen. And my people, thank you very much, Toy. My people, you know what it is. And I look forward to everyone coming out here to Detroit and to purchase all of these properties so that your families can prosper. Because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And if I can just be a conduit to your family's financial freedom, just write me a testimonial. Come out on the seminars while I do my seminars. Show your checks. Let's make a difference in this world. Stop being judgmental. Let's start understanding when we really hear wisdom. Let's stop praying for the things that are already in front of us, already inside of us, instinctively from day one. We're co-creators in this universe. We are heirs and joint heirs. And we have dominion over this earth. And we create miracles every single day. So with that being said, it's on in Detroit. And I look forward to helping my brothers, my cousins, my friends over here, my proteges over here. The people that listen, you see the results that you get, right? That's what it's all about. Each one teaching one, causing a ripple effect. That's what it's all about. And at the end of the day, I'm so proud of the position to be able to brag on the name of God. That's what it's all about to me, folks. I'm going to turn this back over to Mary on her end. She can close out the show. This is the Mary Chatmon Show. And we're going to keep doing what we do. We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep making a difference. We're going to truly make a difference, Toya. Truly make a difference. We're going to help you set up that nonprofit, your foundation also. And really, people that want this, that's what it's all about. It's all about this, okay? So, guys, that's it I have for you on this one. Bro, I look forward to seeing you out here. Miguel, I look forward to seeing you out here. Marcus, we got to get you out here. John, out in Dallas, we got to get you out here. Jennifer, out in Brooklyn, out in New York, out in Long Island, we got to get you out here. Rosalind, out in Bowie, Maryland, we got to get you out here. Every single one of you guys will do deals in business in Detroit. We're going to create mortgages, and we're going to spread the love. That's what we're about, spreading love and understanding who we are. God bless you guys. Love you. Good night. Thanks, Joshua. Appreciate you. All right, man.
All right. Taking it over to my people. Of course, he just told you, and he's been doing everything he said he was going to come here and do, y'all.
All right, guys. I'm out.
So he's been doing everything he said he was going to come here and do. He established a nonprofit. He did a community partnership with the city of Detroit. So they let him know what's going on with the properties, all this other stuff. Got vacant land grants. List of vacant lands, vacant apartment buildings. So he has done everything he said he was going to do. So, you cannot, as he said, you can't knock success. So he came here. He had a mission. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. And like I said, a lot of people are still listening, building legacies. All my family that's on here, love you all. And people, as a matter of fact, I think next month a couple of his other people are coming out here. So we're here. So why not take advantage of the situation? And we got it right in our own backyard. It's about building legacies. We all want it. But I don't know, some people want it more than others. This is the first time I ever ventured out and doing real estate, Interesting. And it takes a lot of time, my time, especially because I have a day job. But I don't want to have a day job. I want to be able to work for myself. But in saying that, my day job right now is paying for this job. So I got to still do what I want to, got to still do what I got to do until I'm able to make other moves. But in saying that, he talk a good game, but he's stand behind everything that he say. So it's not just talk, it's about action. And I guess you can see it, I've seen his accounts and he's opening up new ones, and I'm like, oh my gosh. As he always say, I'm a money magnet, and I guess he is. So I'm trying to be on his team. And I see the people that he's training, pick up properties, Latoya, Marcus, they all doing what they do at Kenshawn, so everybody that's on his team, they're doing great things. And the people who probably aren't doing as well as the people who's not even applying themselves like they probably could or should, but he gives us all the tools. And the thing is, and this is one thing I haven't trained with anyone else, but from what I've heard of other people have mentors that don't go as far out as he does. I see him taking the calls, he has this private group of just his people, and people putting questions in there all the time, and somebody in that group is going to answer that question. So it's all about working as a team and, just making things happen. And here it is. Like I said, he came in here. He's done everything he said he was going to do. So what are we going to do about it? Are we going to still keep watching these videos? Sometimes I see the same people on the videos all the time, And you don't have to live in Detroit to invest in Detroit. People he have on his team don't live in Detroit, but they're investing in Detroit because they know ultimately they're going to get a great return on their money. So in saying that, he's gone end of February. That's what he told me. End of February, I'm done. And he's going to work with the people he already have training with him and the investors that he already have that's obligated money towards the projects that he has going forward. So We're saying that, and people have money in their 401ks. People that have money in their 401ks, why not get a self-directed IRA, to invest in your future and legacies for your kids, your family. Like he said, his is called the Jones Capital Group. Why not the Chatmon? A couple of Chatmons on here. Why not the Chatmons? We could do it. I mean, he's giving us the tools. Why can't we do it? Why can't we leave the legacies that he's leaving for his family? He already started. He already did a lot. So it's time for us to get on and jump on that bandwagon. Hey, because I want the same thing for mine. Don't you want the same thing for yours? And the people that's not my family, the same thing applies, We could do whatever we want to do if we put our minds to it. And I know some people say, like he said, real estate never changed. Real estate is real estate. It's going to be there. It never changed. And that's why a lot of people get successful in this game. But I see a lot of people, and I used to wonder, I see a lot of people who invest in real estate but don't tell nobody else. They're successful, but they don't tell their people. They like, well, shoot, you got this one rich person in your family, but they don't share their information with anybody. They keep it to themselves because a lot of times, and I notice this within our culture, a lot of it's jealousy, envy, don't want no one to have anything more than what they have. And that's not even cool. I see a lot of people of cultures outside of our own, they want everybody to have. They want everybody to have. I'm happy for whoever. If you won't get it, other people will. So why won't I put it on with my people? Why wouldn't you want to succeed? Why wouldn't you want the same things? We all, like you said, we all got the same 2 envelopes. Which one are you going to grab? Which one do you want? Do you want to be that one that work a day job all the time? Or do you want to be that entrepreneur and work for yourself and finance yourself and be able to put that money in a bank, put it in self-directed IRAs, leave legacies for your kids, leave grandkids, or family members for that matter if you don't have kids? It's all about establishing something. What's the point in being in this world? I was talking to somebody and they said, I can't take it with me. Oh, I can't take it with me? Okay. So what? You can't take it with you. But you can leave it for the people who I'm certain would appreciate it. I would love for my kids, grandkids, to pay for their college education. They don't have to worry about education, things that's important, and I see it in different cultures all the time. Somebody pass away, they have these big, I because I do insurance, I had this one claim that they got land all over the place, just land. They got land on top of land, and all of it's in trust, so they're so land rich, they basically own the whole county. It's not here in Detroit, but it's here, in Michigan. And I'm like, wow, they have so much, but they set. They're set. They build it on the land. They take mortgages. I didn't even know you could take a mortgage out on a piece of land. But I found that out through my job, and I was like, wow, you could do that? So it's certain things that I'm learning as time going on or whatever, and it's time to get on being a part of the city of Detroit. And like I said, why is it these people outside of our area can invest inside Detroit? I see it all the time. They're investing in a city that the people in Detroit is not even investing in. And they're making it happen. They building and building and building. And some of these outside investors have so many properties. And I'm just like, wow, But they're taking advantage of something, and we take it for granted every day. When he first got here, I was like, that's a vacant house. He was like, so what? That's money. I'm like, but it's a vacant house. That's all I would think is, that's a vacant house. We see them all the time. But you could turn that vacant property into a profit for you. I never thought about it like that. He was like, do you know how many people come to that I have that wants to buy property here, or they invest in it, and I also see a lot of people who have these rental properties. They're not thinking like a bank who wants to be a landlord. I don't want to be a landlord because I see the problems that people have when they are landlords. You know, they come through my office, filing their claims, their tenants that ruined the house or whatever. I get it all the time. That's my job that I do. So I would rather be the bank because I don't have to worry about the tenants, because tenants ain't, the people you put in the house ain't gonna mess up their own house. You know, so you have to think about a lot of things. And people, my people, wake up. Wake up. Do we want Connecticut to come take over Detroit? Do we want Florida to come take over Detroit? We want Georgia to come take over Detroit? When it's right here. It's right here for us to take. And we got to capitalize on it. Or they will. You know, they don't have a problem with it. And we can all do it together. And like I said, even if you don't want to do this to be a money donor or investor, you're going to get a great return on your money. People do it all the time. And like I said, I was like, I'm seeing it. And I guess because I see it, I believe it now. So if you want to come on board, he'll be training to the end of February. If you want to be a money investor, it's all, you go to flipmylifeclub.com and, you know, schedule an appointment, talk to them, see what's what, you know. 30 minutes of your time can make or break you. Anyway, y'all have a nice day. I think we're about to get out of here. It's been a long day. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye.